Yay! I'm a little bit later than what I said yesterday, but life goes on and we are live. This is Melody Campbell, the small business guru. What's a guru? A guru is just a guide. I am your guide to get more business. And I wanted to come on here again today. We're going to be talking about SEO 101, what every small business needs to know. Now, some of you might be starting with, what is SEO and why does it matter? Okay. So, first of all, I am very passionate about helping small business owners run and grow their business. And there's a lot of confusing information out there, but if you know what you're listening for, you might be able to take that information that you're hearing on YouTube videos or social media reels. And if you know what you're listening for and how to use, you can take and put some of that information to good use for marketing your own business. The problem is most of us have never learned anything about marketing a business. They really haven't taught it in schools. It's more about how to be a good employee, how to have a career, which is perfectly fine because business owners need to hire great employees. But they're not very well prepared in some cases as a small business owner to be the business owner instead of just self-employed. So self-employed is, I'm, let's say, a plumber. I do the plumbing and I go out and get my own business. I don't have an employer that's sending me the plumbing jobs. I do it all myself. I keep the books. I do the marketing. I also do the plumbing. That is self-employed. A very simplistic explanation of that. But when you're a business owner, you think differently. You're like, okay, I own a plumbing business. I may start out as being the primary plumber, but I want to grow it to where I've got people on my team so I can serve more people in the community by bringing on employees that are plumbers or HR people or front office staff, or they do accounts payable and accounts receivables, so there's lots of roles within a business that you can hire for, but there's usually a business that is going to grow. There's usually somebody at the top, so to speak. They're the manager, they're the owner, they're giving direction and vision to the business and all the employees as they bring them on. They're setting the standard for how they will, what services they will offer and how they will deliver them in such a way that brings back customers over and over again. It's a difference, self-employed versus business owner. And I have this vision in my mind is I would like to educate and equip business owners, people with small businesses, to move over from self-employed and move over into that business owner seat a little bit faster so that they can, if they hire somebody to do their marketing, they're not completely oblivious to what needs to be done. Like if you hire an independent contractor to build your website or do social media marketing for you or do search engine optimization for you, how do you manage that if you have no idea what they're doing? So that's kind of goal number one, is equip small business owners to be better at making marketing decisions for their business. And if they need to do it themselves, they'll have something to start with. So today we're going to talk about SEO 101, what every small business needs to know. So SEO, I had a one-on-one meeting with one of my networking partners, and he had heard me say at the chapter meeting, I'm looking for people that want to rank on the first page of Google, and I do SEO. He's like, I had no idea what you were talking about. Like, I don't even know what referrals to look for because I don't understand what it is that you do. So that was also kind of it when I went, oh, I should talk about this on my live streams, because I bet there's a lot of small business owners that hear about SEO and they have no idea what it is. So what the letters stand for, it's SEO. It stands for Search Engine Optimization. And it's the process of improving your website and online presence so that your business appears higher in the Google search results. That's all that it is. Very simple. Google has over 200 factors that influence how they decide who to show up. When somebody searches for your product or service, what is it that you do? So if you're an esthetician and you do body waxing, there's a whole list of keywords that people might put into Google or Yahoo or Bing. They look for body waxing near me, best body waxing service in whatever the town you're in. And most people have no idea, like, how do I get on that top page? How do I get in the map pack? That is what I do. So I have a couple of different packages when I do the work, and I can, something that's entry level or something that's a little bit, kind of mid-range, and they each play a different role in the impact that it will make on your results and how you show up. And I've had people build their entire business on the lowest level of SEO service that I provide. It's powerful. Then I have other clients who do my full package, including specialized content created for their website. And one customer told me that it was worth $400,000 worth of new business in the previous year. So there is a wonderful ROI when your digital online presence is optimized to help your business be found on search. And it includes everything from your website to your social media, to, articles you might publish, to your videos, etc. They all work together to bring the right customer in your door or to pick up the phone and ask for a quote. SEO is fundamental to making that happen. It's one of the best marketing decisions a business owner can make, is to implement that at some level. But why is SEO, or search engine optimization, so important for small business owners? 75% of people never go past the first page of Google. I heard a joke, and maybe some of you who are listening have heard me say this. If you buried a dead body on the second page of Google, nobody would ever find it. So that's because most people don't even go to page 2. They make their decisions on that first page of Google. And oftentimes it's either right from the map pack, especially if it's going to be a place that they go to, so Google Maps, or within the first 5 organic results below the map pack. And Google is changing how it delivers the information and causes it to show up. So it might start with ads at the top, depending on what it is, but it might also show up with AI responses at the top. And I'm going to go deeper into what's the difference and why the difference, probably in a future episode. Google is the number one place customers search for businesses like yours. Whether it's a service-based business, beauty-based business, an e-commerce business, people go, Google is still the number one place. They might also go to YouTube. So if you can provide resources, like I have a business coach that I work with, that he originally had started a carpet cleaning business. And he used to get calls all the time like, do you have any resources like cleaning supplies or videos or something about how to clean this stain out of my carpet if I want to do it on my own? So he started creating videos on how to get stains out of your carpet, how to get wine out of your carpet, how do you get pet, urine out of your carpet. And people would watch the video, do what he directed, and then maybe not have the results that they wanted, or maybe watch the video and never even try to do it themselves. But then they would call him and say, I watched your video. I think I'd rather have you guys do it. So those videos that could have been the DIY for somebody to do it on their own, which wouldn't have made him a dime, now we're bringing customers in because they're like, yeah, no, I don't want to mess with it. I'm going to have you. You're the expert. I'm going to hire you to do it. So it actually brought him business. So Google is the number one place that people go to, but they also search on social media platforms, video platforms, etc. And that should be a part of your SEO activities, is to optimize social media, videos, and your website. SEO drives organic or free traffic. So Google Ads, Facebook, Instagram, a lot of those are based on how many people, how many impressions, so how many people see that listing. For Google Ads, it's how many people click on the link. So you're paying based on, people clicking through to your ad. The nice thing about SEO, search engine optimization, for ranking you on Google is that if you get to the first page of Google organically, that's because you've done some or all of the 200 factors that influence whether or not Google shows you up online. If you show up as the number one or somewhere on the first page and somebody clicks on it, it's not going to change how much you're paying. So I have a client that when they first started with me, it just, it increased it by a few clicks a month. And by the end of the year, she was getting 100 new clients a month. I'm sorry. Yeah, 100 new clients. Actually, not at the end of 1 year. It's been 5 years. And at the end of 5 years, she's still working with me. She was saying she can count on about 100 new clients a month coming from her organic listings. And when you can predict that, you know that your website is ranked so well, you can count on, a certain number of new business every month. And some of it is SEO. And I'm going to go deeper in some of these topics in future live streams. Search engine optimization. If you rank high, people will typically, if it's in the first 5 positions, will click through to your website. If they click through to your website, they're there for, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and they leave. It might be because there wasn't anything at the website to convert them. And there are some critical elements that you want to have on the website to get them to call you out for a quote or schedule an appointment or walk into your store. There are some critical conversion elements that need to be there. So those are actually 2 different aspects to a marketing campaign. But oftentimes the conversion aspects are initiated or set up on a website when the website's built. Hopefully that's what happens. And then you come back with search engine optimization. And now you're bringing the traffic to a website that should convert well. But sometimes when the traffic starts to come to the website, you learn some things about your audience, and you learn maybe that certain keywords will be more profitable to you than others, and you can focus on those. So you learn something about what kind of people are coming to your website and whether or not it will convert them. And you can improve on your conversion tactics on the website once you start getting relevant traffic there. Okay. So I guess the main point about SEO driving organic traffic is that if you compared Google Ads, where you pay every time somebody clicks on the link, versus paying to have it optimized for new keywords every month until you're ranking for, one client I have is on the first page of Google for almost 500 keywords. You're going to still pay the same amount every month for your search engine optimization campaign, whether you get 1 click or 1,000 clicks. Whereas Google Ads, you might only get 1 click, and every time somebody clicks on it, it takes your budget. So if you've set your budget to, let's say, $100 a day, and every time somebody clicks on it, if they don't buy and they leave, you're going to spend that $100 a day until you run out of budget. And then what? Whereas the organic search, it's X amount of dollars to get you ranked. And we work on it every month, and you increase the keywords you're ranking for every month. And whether people click through and just browse, or they click through and spend money with you, you're still going to pay the same amount every single month. And your results, your click-throughs, if it's done right, will increase month over month over month. Sometimes it's like 50, 60, 100% increase on how much traffic you're getting to your website if it's done right. Now I want to stop here for just a minute before we go on to the next section. I'm doing these live streams not only to inform, but because I want questions. What do you want to know? Have I just talked about something and left something not explained well enough? You'd like a better explanation? You want to know something more about it? Please post your questions below and I'm happy to answer them. Even if I don't answer them today, I might answer them in a future upcoming live stream, or I might invite you to let me look at your website. I'll look at your website and I'll say, here's what you did right. Here's what's good. And so you know, okay, I've got this much on my website, but here's where there's opportunity for improvement. So one of the examples that I frequently use is the esthetician that I work with. She does body waxing. She built her own website initially, and we optimized what she built. So I don't know how much she spent in time and maybe the hosting with wherever it was hosted, but it was probably nominal because she built it herself, and it wasn't half bad. We made recommendations for additional content, which she also created herself. And then we did all of the optimization tactics, both on the site and off the site, building backlinks and, you know, making sure the keywords were on the title tags and the meta descriptions and in the content on the page. So initially built her own website. We did the SEO, and she went from, you know, not getting any new appointments from her website, only by referral, to getting most of her business came in from her website. And she finished the year at almost a couple $100,000 a year. It was amazing. That happened from SEO. Okay. I'm going to do this as a real, I think I'm going to, yeah, there's one, I've got notes here just in case you're wondering what I'm looking at, because I kind of want to stay on track. I want to keep it within a certain time period, and I want to open this up for questions. So please put your questions in the comments below, and if I don't answer them today, I will put it into a future session. Bottom line, SEO puts your business in front of customers or prospects who are already looking for the products and services you offer. They just don't know who you are yet. So if you are a mortgage broker, if they looked for, you know, they're looking for to get pre-qualified for a loan so they can buy a home, if they don't already know about your loan company or your loan officers, sometimes there's individual loan officers that are promoting their own business or practice, so to speak, and they're part of a larger company. If customers who don't know who you are yet can't find you, you're going to have to hustle for every bit of new business that you have. You're going to have to join all the networking groups, join all the chambers, hustle, 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 network, 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 which is not a bad thing. But what if you could get a portion of your income or a portion of your business came from people going to your website and filling out a form saying, I need to get pre-qualified for a home. Or they pick up the phone and they call you. Can I talk to somebody about getting pre-qualified on a home? That can happen if your website is optimized to show up on the first page of Google. So here's some of the biggest myths. I don't know if I'm going to talk about that today because I'm kind of running out of time. Let's see. I'm about halfway through the time I was going to. Okay, I'll just go ahead and hit them quick. Myth number 1, SEO is just about keywords. That's truth. Keywords matter, but Google ranks websites based on many factors, including page experience, mobile responsiveness or mobile friendliness, and backlinks. As I said, there's a list of 200 factors that influence Google in how its algorithm shows up this business or this business. And you want to position your website and your social media so that Google will naturally show or organically show your business off in that first page over some of your competitors. You can do that if you implement the elements or the factors in that list of 200. Those are things that my company works on. You can rank to number 1 overnight. That is true, but it's a long-term strategy, and it takes consistent effort to improve rankings, to build trust, and create quality content. So beware of instant SEO hacks. They don't work in the long run. Because if you could get on the first page of Google or in the first 5 spots, just easy peasy, there was no work at it at all. Think of how many other businesses just like yours in the same town that you're in, and there's probably more than 10. And if all of you are trying to get on the first page of Google and you're all doing the quick ranking strategy or trick or whatever, you're going to get to number 1 or on the first page, and then your competition's going to push you down. And did you ever play that game when you were a kid? My parents used to play with me. They'd pull out the bottom hand and put it on top, and then I'd pull mine out and then put it on top. But it's a never-ending battle. And SEO is kind of just that way. You're always trying to outrank your competition, especially national competition. And maybe some of these national companies that have a bigger budget than you, they're going to work really hard to stay at the top, and you're going to try to get to the top. So it's not a one and done. It's not an easy fix. There are many components that go into getting you there and keeping you there. And the benefit of doing that is getting in front of the eyeballs of the people who are looking for the exact product or service that you offer. And why not you, right? Okay, myth number 3, you don't need SEO if you're running ads. Ads stop working when you stop paying. SEO, search engine optimization, builds sustainable long-term visibility without ongoing costs. So if I have a client that has been with me for 5 or 6 years, if that client quit today, she would still benefit until her competition pushed her down. Okay, until her competition came in and got to the number 1 spot. If she was previously at the number 1 spot and we're no longer working with her, that competitor is going to get to the top and push her to number 2. Well, somebody else is going to come in and push them further down. Somebody else is going to come in and push it. So eventually she'll fall off the first page if she's not continuing to invest staying in the top. So, you think about fixed expenses for your business. There are aspects of your marketing that should remain a fixed expense so that you could, for example, staying organically at the top of search for as many keywords as possible and potentially hundreds of keywords. That gives you the best opportunity to get in front of people who they're already ready. They're ready to buy, or maybe they need just a little bit more information before they make a buying decision. If they see you and your competitor at the top of Google, you at least get a shot. If you're not even on the first page, how are you going to get in front of them when they're ready? That's the real key. Is you can go to networking meetings. You can be like, hey, I do roofs or I do HVAC. If they're not ready, they're not going to go, oh, come on over to my house and give me a quote on my roof because I like you. I like your ads. If their roof doesn't have a problem, if they're in a new house, whatever. If you're trying to sell them something they don't need yet, they might really like you and follow you in social media, but they're not going to make a buying decision until they have a need that triggers them to go, okay, I woke up this morning and there's a leak in my bathroom or in my bedroom. I need a plumber. Or yeah, you might need a plumber. I need a roofer. Then they're going to go where? They might go to social media and say, who do you refer? But they probably, really good chance, and according to the stats that I have, at least 75% of all interested parties are going to start with a search engine and probably Google. And if you're not found there, you're missing out on that business. Okay, so myth number 4, social media is better than SEO. Social media helps to create brand awareness and to build it. But Google search has a higher buyer intent. So kind of with that last example that I used about a roofer or an HVAC person, they might see you in social media and decide, hey, this is a woman-owned roofing business. I really like her. I would call her if I had a need. But they might not remember the name of your business when their roof starts to leak. They're like, okay, who is that person I follow on social media? They might remember you, if you're super active in social media, they'll be, yep, I know exactly who that is. I'm going to give them a call. So social media absolutely plays a role. But without SEO, you're walking away from a good slice of the pie. Myth number 5. SEO is too complicated for small businesses. Or you might, another kind of an adjacent myth is only big businesses need SEO. That is a big lie. While SEO can be technical, simple steps like optimizing your Google Business Profile, your website, and creating regular relevant content can make a huge difference. So now if you did that, just that on your own, you would get more action at your website. In fact, I am preparing a class. I've been working on it the first part of the year, and I actually taught it to 3 people individually, where I taught them the components that would help them to optimize their Google Business Profile in such a way that it helps that to rank better week over week. And because they do something on the Google Business Profile every single week that gets Google's attention, come back and index it, come back and look at it, and then realize how relevant it is when somebody puts in a keyword or phrase, because it's a keyword or phrase that's on your Google Business Profile. I will show you how to get those words in your profile, and you can do it on your own if right now you have more time than money. But then when you get busy, you shouldn't stop, because it's your ranking is not going to continue to improve if you're no longer doing work on it. Now you want to hire somebody, maybe a staff member on your team, or you might want to hire somebody like me to do that for you. So do you have any other questions or heard any other myths? Like, what are some of the things that you're hearing about SEO? Oh, I can do that with AI. Yes, you can, but it may only cover a small aspect of it. Like, dig deeper. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you won't know. Is this a good thing? Is this comprehensive enough? Is this going to move the needle enough? So that's the live streams, and then these classes that I'm preparing, I'm creating a course on it. You can at least educate yourself enough so that if you do hire somebody, you know what you're hiring and what your expectations should be. Okay, how Google ranks websites. I'm actually think I'm going to make the next 2 topics. So how Google ranks websites, Google's algorithm looks at 3 factors. What are the action steps that a small business owner can do right now? And then kind of a recap. I'm going to recap right now, and I'm going to talk about the I'm going to talk about how Google ranks your website, Google's algorithm, and the action steps that small business owners can do right now. I'm going to talk about those tomorrow, because I'm originally wanted to do these live streams for an hour, and then decided I'm only going to do these for 30 minutes. I want questions. I don't want to just be the talking head. So I've got the agenda, and this is what I'm talking about. Of course, I hope it helps you. I hope you're like, oh, I hear people talk about SEO all the time. I had no idea what it was or why it was even important. But I'm hoping you'll go, yeah, but, and you've got another question from the information I've delivered. If that's so, post it below, and we'll talk about it in a future live stream. Because my goal with all of this is to help business owners to make more money at the business that they do. When I talk to many business owners, they're passionate about whatever it is that they do. I have a company that I'm working with right now. They do tufted rugs. The guy is not only very good at it, he did it for years, tufted rugs for years as a hobby on his own, and created some beautiful pieces like an artist. But then he started doing workshops where he was training other people how to do it. And out of that grew a business. He's very passionate about it. And although he likes doing some of the marketing aspects of his business, he really wants to just lead more workshops. He wants to do more training of the rug tufting. So that's why it helps to know, A, what can an individual business owner do on their own? What, if you're going to hire somebody, what should your expectations be? And do you need the full campaign? Are you ready for the full campaign? I think everybody needs the full campaign. Not everybody's ready for it. But what can you do in the meantime to get ready for it? I can help you with all of that. So if all goes well, I'll be doing these live streams Monday through Friday between 12 and 1. I'm going to try to start earlier if I can. If not, like today, I started at 1. And you can join, ask questions, or just join and listen. And I hope you do, because I want to help you succeed. I'm Melody Campbell, the small business guru. I'm your guide to get more business. If you want more business, then tune in, because I got some more for you.